Welcome back. This is Wiley for another round of just a quick one. And today we're in Manhattan and we're gonna go running, I think up the west side over by the river, by the Hudson River. I'm gonna change my mind, but that's my plan at the moment. But first I gotta stretch a little bit. I'm flying to Sweden tomorrow, so I wanted to get some footage to post next week while I'll be in Sweden. I'll be making footage there, but I don't think I'll have the time. I'm visiting with family and I want to explore as much as possible. I don't want to have to deal with actually uploading everything to YouTube and all of that. So I'm gonna film this run, go long enough to have enough content for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday today, I think, and then upload it today, and enjoy my trip next week. It's not even a week. I'm going flying out tomorrow, coming back on Thursday, I think. Yeah. I'm hoping I'll get some good footage there. I'll be staying near Stockholm, so maybe some footage in the city, some footage near the city as well. Hopefully, I think it'll be maybe snowing or slushing. Yeah. New running experience for me. Maybe I'll get cold and wet, but I'll cope. I am from Russia. So. My calves feel so tight. Not just today, but like in general the last year or two. I might be doing something wrong. Maybe I'm doing too much distance or not stretching enough or not stretching the right way. I need to look into it more, I think. Alright. Let's go. I'm gonna switch my Strava on. Put my tunes on, and then we are gonna go. My battery's definitely gonna run out at least once, probably twice, so I have some spares with me that I need to drain before my flight. Anyway, apparently I read you can bring your GoPros on a flight, no problem, like spare batteries, but it's better if they're drained and in separate baggies so the contacts can't come into contact with each other. I guess they probably don't have a way to verify whether it's drained or not, but you know for yourself that you're telling the truth and that it's safer that way. So. Alright. Enjoy. Here's, by the way, World Trade Center or World Trade 1 or whatever it's called these days. So we're pretty close. We're pretty far downtown. I just got off where I was standing and stretching was the Christopher Street Path Station stop. That is the first stop where you're coming into Manhattan from New Jersey on the PATH train that stops at Hoboken. That's the first stop. And then the rest of the stops are up 6th Avenue, basically. So, just go under the river. It takes about 10 minutes total. Hoboken stop to Christopher Street stop, I mean. Same price like the Subway, $2.75 in 2023. Sure, it's going up soon again. When I first was in New York, visiting New York in 1998 when I was in high school, and I was doing an internship at the New Yorker and another one at Lingua Franca. I remember I was staying on 96th Street, and the New Yorker offices at the time were near the New York Public Library on 42nd Street. I think they might still be. And the Lingua Franca, which is now defunct, but was basically kind of a highbrow gossip magazine about the world of academia. I mean, not really highbrow, but academia gossip. They were down in Greenwich Village, but I remember I would walk from 96th Street and the east side, like 3rd or Lexington and 96. Also, I remember people were warning me, like, oh, don't go above 96, it's dangerous up there. Anyway, I would walk down to Greenwich Street, and at the time I was a smoker, so I was like, oh, that's a half-pack walk or something, you know? There's something horrible like that. But I wish I had been a run over the GoPro, because I would love to have some footage of 1998 New York in 2023 to look back on. Hopefully this footage that I'm filming now and will be sharing with you all will be interesting to look at in 2048 or whatever, if the world still exists then, and if people are still around to look at anything. Fingers crossed. I'm not one of those people who are like, the world would be better if all people were gone. Ah, fuck that. People are awesome. Wow, we need to do a lot better than we've been doing, but we can do it. All right. I haven't been down this little pierlet. It's 12:19. I think it's gonna be at least a 2-hour adventure, maybe a little longer. We'll see. Yeah, so on the other side, on the left is Jersey City, and on the right is Hoboken, actually. The W, if you can see it, the magenta W, that's the Westin Hotel. That's 2 blocks away from my house, 1 block away from Zuccotti Park, which I call Geese Park, which is at the southeast corner of Hoboken, and where all the local Hoboken 5Ks kick off from. So let me see if I can give you a better look from over here. There we go. See that magenta W. Hey, you can see the gazebo of the park to the left between those 2 kind of terracotta and coffee with milk buildings on the left before the taller buildings end. Yeah, kind of bland skyline for sure, but that's Hoboken for you. Bland but solid. I'm warming up to already a little bit. I mean, I want to run a little snapper pace of this, but my calves/shins are bothering me a bit, so I want to take it kind of easy until I warm up a little more. I also might have overdressed, honestly. I'm wearing some heat tech to try out, see if I'm going to be warm enough in Sweden. And I still have 2 layers that I could add when I'm in Sweden if I need to. But it's like already too much with the heat tech hoodie and the medium power heat tech lawn underwear. Alright, I'll keep going forward. Oh, it's the mushrooms. I love the mushrooms. I've been there, but I'm gonna pop in to show you. To unzip the hoodie that I'm wearing a chest strap over because it's already too hot. Might have to stop. As annoying as it is to take off the chest mat, then put it back on again. Might have to do it at some point. But I'm not gonna rush it. We're close to the Whitney Museum of American Art, where I've made some fond memories in the day. Not one of my favorite museums per se. I'm just generally not a big fan of museums. Prefer interactive experiences like games, sports, creative activity. Again, engagement with the artwork is an element of interactivity, of course. If you're effortful about it, as you should be, about most things you do most of the time. But still. Yeah, here it is. I guess you probably see the trees in the foreground, but there's the Whitney from the side.
We're crewing, we're popping.
Yummy. Oh, there's no way out here. Highway. It's a dead end. So you might remember, actually, I showed this structure on one of my Hoboken runs when I walked out onto Bunny Landing at the Stevens Institute of Technology over on the other side of the Hudson River. And I said, oh, look at that mushroom. There's some really nice, tranquil, serene spaces in there. So now we're about to experience that briefly. I do feel lucky to be able to experience this space. So this is actually my favorite place of this space. It's just down here. It gets quiet, peaceful. All right. There's more, but I think if you want to see the rest, come visit. It's not 57th Street. We're about 1450th Street, parallel to Union Square, roughly. This is Pier 57. As for why it's called Pier 57, I think it's because it's the 57th pier. Hey. Guess this is for bikers and not for the likes of me. Alright, fine. I'll go in the beautiful park. Fine. I get it. Because you step off the frying pan and off water and onto land into fire. Oh yeah, check it out. Helicopter to Jersey. Very slow running day. Protecting my shits. Hudson just not feeling it, not feeling it good. Trying to go space. Didn't get her sleep. On your left. Thank you. There's Intrepid. Swear to God, pigeons are becoming less scared of people and less inclined to get out of their way. It's like pigeon liberation. First wave pigeonism. I support. Yeah, that's the Intrepid. I was excited about it last time I ran here, but now I'm bored with it. Sorry if you wanted a closer look. Maybe I'll be excited about it again in the future. Once enough time passes. Probably. I mean, I'd seen it before when I ran past it the other week and I still got excited. It's just been long enough. want to check my battery because I'm doing 4K 60 FPS. I think my battery's probably draining much faster. Okay, I still have half of it left. So not really, actually. It's just heavy compared to 4K 30 FPS. Maybe it's just recording at 60 anyway. They're just dropping frames to save space. Well, probably not. I mean, the battery isn't draining slower, which it would be if we were doing the extra work of dropping frames to 30 frames per second. They look like I got some pace on them. I wouldn't want to face them in a mile race for sure. Actually, they're probably a 10K either. Honestly, I don't feel like running. I'm gonna walk. Just not feeling a long road today. I'll run again later in the trip if I start feeling like it again. But I don't feel any need to force it right now. So I'm gonna enjoy just strolling along. Hopefully it'll be a nice change of pace for you. You get a little more time to take in the views without having to play it back. There's a bottle that maybe you can climb into. Although I wouldn't try. I would even walk around Manhattan and more populated areas, but I'm anxious about walking around with a GoPro more so than I am about running with a GoPro, because running I feel like you run past the person and they don't have time to react or to engage with you really. They're not really going to care. But if you're like walking, there's more opportunity to get into altercations. I mean, like, I walk around the city a great deal and I never get into any kind of anything, but I feel like GoPro changes the equation. One of my favorite walks that I've ever done was in 2015, I think. I was staying at a friend's house in a small town in Ohio called Findlay. I walked in the middle of the night from the house to a bus station that was like, you know, at a highway gas station off-ramp. I don't know how many, 5-6 miles away, maybe more. I was walking, not running, but it was like a multiple-hour walk. It was dead of winter, very cold. I had like thermal chemical heating packs to keep me warm. It was cold enough that I needed those. And there was snow. Some of the most surreal and haunting, eerie environments I've ever experienced in person. I really recommend, if you get a chance to walk in the dead of night through sparsely populated area in the Midwest, take that opportunity, seize the night. I didn't have a camera like a GoPro at the time. I wasn't doing this at all, but I was taking a lot of pictures at the time already, so I do have a lot of photos from that trip, although not that many of them came out well, but some of them give some idea. Maybe at some point I'll share them. I've done a lot of walking in my life, but that still remains one of the most memorable walks I've done yet. Hope to match it or exceed it one day. I do have a very, very, very long-term goal of doing some of those really, really, really long distance endurance trail races that they do out in the West, or like the Mountain West states, like those 100-mile, 200-mile, 250-mile. They're not even almost races. They are technically races in that, you know, there's a winner, I guess, but it's like if you could complete a 250-mile course without dying,
Okay.
I feel like you get your participation medal. It's okay. It's okay if you didn't win. That's the George Washington Bridge over there. Big old beautiful bridge. Fort Lee on the other side in New Jersey. I ran up there one time this summer, all the way up the west coast of the Hudson, through those towns, you know, that are on the other side of the river. I was running mostly down below the cliff. You see that there's a thin stretch of land between the water and then a very vertical cliffside. So I need to also try running up on the cliff more. I didn't film that run, so maybe I'll do it again and film it. That was when I was starting to think about doing this, but I hadn't started doing it yet. I also, you know, I ran this exact route, not all of it, and I'm going to try to go a little further than I did last time I ran it. I ran this a couple of weeks ago and I filmed it, but unfortunately it didn't come out really that well. It was too janky, jerky, so I would upload it in a pinch if I really run out of content and I need to upload something, but to not miss a scheduled upload. But it was not ideal, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, especially because it was, you know, me experiencing some of these spaces for the first time, and so I feel that kind of share the experience of discovery with you watching the video, which I think is cool. Now I feel a little bit more like a tour guide, and it's a little less exciting for me. Like, honestly, I'm doing this because I love going to places I haven't been. I'm not as interested in being a tour guide and showing other people, places that I've already seen that are cool. Sorry. But there are lots of places I haven't been that we'll get to go together. Barley, barley, barley. Wabasha, Minnesota. LaSalle Street, Chicago. New York Produce Exchange. I guess these are Freeborn, Minnesota. I'm reading the engravings, or not the engravings, I guess the letters on the blocks that are walking out. And I don't know if they were paid for by these. Mysterious by these organizations, but no, it's a little weird, like Freeborn, Minnesota, like what? So apparently, by the way, this park that runs along the edge of the river is not a city park, bizarrely. It is like some community or private trust maintained park that relies on individual donations for its upkeep. Kind of wild. It's a very broadly accessible park. It's not like closed at all to anybody, and it's actually pretty easy to get to from a lot of different neighborhoods. Parts of it are, right? So it's like it is very much a public good of Manhattan. Thinking about how shamefully self-centered it was of Simone Biles to pull out of competing at the Olympics, and how shameful it is that so many people complimented her for it. It's really depressing. Just absolutely lifetime ban behavior. How dare you after you deprive a teammate of the opportunity to go? How dare you? Makes me feel very alienated from that aspect of modern culture that she didn't catch an incredible amount of heat for that. Anyway, this, I don't know what it is, actually, but I was very excited to see it for the first time when I was here a couple of weeks ago. And actually, I'm so excited to see it now because I am a huge sucker for urban ruin porn. And this is a choice specimen. Gonna butt heads if we do that. Ooh, that's cool. What is this little bunker? I want to hang out in the swampy bunker. How it's a wet weather discharge point. It says don't swim there. There's a sign that advises a passerby to refrain from taking a dip in the sewage drainage point. Thank you. I appreciate that you think I'm a stone cold idiot. Well, it's better safe than sorry, okay? I did say I wanted to go in there literally 30 seconds earlier. guess I started feeling like jogging again. I think it's totally fine to let yourself just mix the two. When you want to go on a long jog, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm gonna run or jog the whole time. Just keep moving. That's how I did my first two like casual, unofficial, just on my own marathons. I was just like, I'm just gonna walk when I feel like walking, when I need a rest. That's allowed in a real marathon. As long as you finish by the cutoff time. Well, I mean, even not finishing by the cutoff time is not illegal. You just won't be officially scored, you know? You still can say for your own purposes you finished, just it took longer. But who cares? Cutoff time is arbitrary. The only reason the cutoff time exists is just because, you know, logistical reasons, not like validity reasons. In like 10 minutes, I'm gonna find a bench, sit down on it, change the battery, and I keep going.